If you like this video, why not subscribe?
Hey everyone, welcome back to The Frugal Filmmaker. Now if you come to this channel very often, you might be aware of the most popular video here, which is the PVC stabilizer rig. That was essentially a PVC version of the Fig rig that was kind of square in shape, so you could set it on the ground and it had a handhold on top and in the back. And a lot of people liked that because it was inexpensive, it was easy to make and use, and it just simply worked. So it was definitely time for a redesign to that rig. It's been a couple of years and people have redesigned and modified that rig quite extensively, so I figured that I was not going to be able to do anything better out of PVC because it's already been done. So I came up with this. I'm calling this the Frugal Stabilizer 2, and you'll notice that it's not made out of PVC. You know, it's made out of metal flash brackets, and it actually solves three issues that the previous rig had. The first one is that the rear screen of your camera, if you have a camera like a T2i or a 7D or a Sony NEX5N like this one, there's no longer an obstacle blocking the screen that's fixed to your camera. Since the screen does not articulate to the left, like a lot of camcorder screens, that rear handhold just did not work if you wanted to see your screen. So that problem has been solved with this rig. The second issue is that a lot of people felt that the PVC rig looked cheap and they didn't want to take it to a professional gig because the client might raise an eyebrow at the DIY gear. So this is still DIY, but it's made out of metal, and as you can see, I don't think it looks cheap or DIY. It actually looks pretty good, and no one's going to know that it's made out of metal flash brackets unless they look really close and unless they're a photographer. So that problem's solved. The third issue was portability. The original rig is pretty boxy and bulky and kind of difficult to take with you, say, on a plane, because it's not going to fit into your suitcase unless you have to disassemble the whole thing. This is much more compact, smaller, and if you just loosen this knob here, you can flatten out the whole rig and place it into a suitcase. Or if you really need to make it compact, you can take all these brackets apart and it can fit into a cargo pants pocket or a really small bag. So that problem's solved. I think the best thing about this redesign, however, is that it's super simple to put together and you can do it in about 5 minutes without any cutting or drilling. Here's how. Okay, so here are the core elements of the Frugal Stabilizer 2. These are 4 L-shaped flash brackets. You get them for $8 a pair on eBay. I've got 2 pair. They are made up of what appears to be a black painted aluminum. They seem pretty sturdy. My wife likes to point out they have a funny smell to them, but hopefully that goes away soon. And you get 2 different kinds of L brackets. Actually, the only thing that separates them, the difference is that one bracket has a sliding knob section here on the long end and a sliding knob section on the short end, along with the rubber padding which allows you to securely attach items such as your camera. The other L section has a sliding section on the long end as well as the padding on the long end, and then some mounting points down below here and also right there on this section. This is all 1/4-20 threads, which you can mount cameras, lights, anything that uses 1/4-20 thread, which is also what these knurled knobs use, which is you'll get 4 of them with each pair, and they look pretty sturdy. The knobs look like they're made out of a heavy-duty plastic. There's also a 1/4-20 thread on the back of each knob, and each sliding section has a threaded portion to which you can move the knob to, or the threaded part of the screw to, and unscrew it so you can move it around, which is really handy. It's really easy to configure this thing in various ways, and I've had lots of different configurations which I'll show you later, but it's pretty easy, and these aren't too expensive. Again, total of $16 here. So what I'm going to do to build the Frugal Stabilizer 2 is I'm actually going to take this section out for now, that'll show up later, and just build it out of these 3 sections. Now I don't remember how these knobs came configured, but if you pay attention to how they're mounted here, you can, like I said, you can easily move them around and put them in the right spot. But the first thing we're going to do is take one of the L-shaped brackets that has the padding on the long end, the rubber padding, and I've got a knob poking through here, which I believe is the way it came. Then I'm going to take an L bracket with the rubber padding on the short section, and I've got 2 knurled knobs in the sliding section here. Again, just pass them through the threaded portion of this channel. And I've got 2 on the short section as well. So first thing we're going to do is mount the 2 short sides together Again, I'm using the threaded holes right here. Okay, so now I've got a basic U shape, and I've essentially screwed the two L brackets onto each other. So now we've got a place to mount a camera here, and we've got a place to mount accessories here. Of course, you just have a U bracket at this point, so we need some way to create a stabilizer. We need a second handhold and a way for the whole thing to balance on the ground. So what I'm going to do is take the second L bracket and take the threaded knob, the screw that's poking through on the rubber padding, and put it underneath one side of the L bracket. I'm actually screwing it into the threading which goes through the channel right here on the end. And that right there is your basic configuration. I've got two handholds, I've got a place to mount my camera, and I've got a place to mount accessories. Okay, so let's pimp this rig out a little bit. The first thing I'm going to add is a quick release system. I'm going to use one of the older SEMA Quick Connects because I've got a few of them laying around. The way this rig is set up makes it real easy. I just use one of the mounting knobs and pass it right through to the 1/4-20 thread on the bottom of the SEMA. Make sure it's facing straight, and the rubber padding, as mentioned earlier, makes it real snug, and it's not going to come undone because of that rubber padding. So now I can easily mount my camera quickly to the rig. And there you go, ready to rock. These are cold shoe mounts that have a 1/4-20 thread on the bottom. So again, I can easily attach them to these knobs. Now, because there's no rubberized mounting system on this side, we're going to come up a little bit short if I attach these, and they'll still flop around because they won't be secure. So what I'm going to do is add some rubber fender washers that have a 1/4-inch hole in the middle. I'll just pass them right over the 1/4-20 thread here, and then attach the cold shoe mount. Cold shoes can be found for about $2 on eBay. I'll leave a link below, as they will do with all of the things mentioned here in this video. And there you go. Now you've got two cold shoe mounts on top that you can add a lot of different accessories to that already have are designed for cold shoe mounts. Not too bad. Now the last thing I'm going to add is a quick release plate on the bottom, so I can easily mount this to my tripod. Again, I'm going to use the SEMA system, so I've got this little quick release plate right here. Fits right into one of the mounting points on the bottom. Easily attached with a flathead screwdriver, and there you go. Alright, so after putting this thing together, you probably have a couple questions. The first one is, hey, where are the bicycle handle grips? Isn't this thing going to be unfriendly to my hands, especially if I'm lugging it around for 6 hours? Well, you're absolutely right, but the problem is that you can't put handle grips on this rig and preserve the ability to tear it apart for storage or travel. So what I've done is I've actually moved the handle grips off of the rig and onto your hands by using something like this. These are weightlifting gloves, padded weightlifting gloves, which I got at Walmart for $8 a pair. And now the same effect is achieved. My hands are protected from the rig, and I don't disrupt the ability to tear this thing down and store it. So that problem solved. The other question you might have is, why is this skid underneath the lens like this? Wouldn't it be better and more true to the original fig rig design if I had the left handhold off to the side? And that is a good question. The reason that it is like it is because if you set this rig down and you don't have any kind of protection underneath the lens, the rig is going to tilt forward and your camera will rest on the lens, which is a bad idea. So this handhold is off to the side at an angle, which puts the skid underneath the lens, which will protect it when you set it down on a flat surface. That, my friends, is the Frugel Stabilizer 2. I think it's a worthy upgrade to the original design, but if you don't like this, you can always build the original design. It still works too. See you next time. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Frugal Filmmaker. If you're a frequenter of this channel, frequenter. What is that?